What up? I didn't know that we was on, but we
are
on.
Yes,
This is what it is.
This is
Ladies
what
and gentlemen.
Yes.
Hey, it's another Friday night.
Friday night.
And we still here. You here. Somebody watching us. It got to be. But anyway,
Yes.
you are watching the Quarantine live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms.
All right
like,
now.
Follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, ladies and gentlemen. We can't do without you. We love having you here. We love doing our thing. We love talking our I got told I gotta stop having a potty mouth. So I'm trying to do better. What happened? I want to talk to him. But anyway, there we go. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So as long as you know, I don't know, you hear the music. It's another ladies' night, and
another ladies' night with the gentleman on the side, right?
There you go.
I'm
That's the
just
gentleman
gonna,
on the side. I like
just
that.
play for a little bit. When I found out what the song was talking about years ago,
So when you grow up,
I was sad disturbed. I didn't know, but I wasn't even disturbed. It was just like, damn, that was a nice song, but it's an even nicer song now. Anyway,
Because now you understand it.
yeah, nah. No,
Nah.
Not saying I get it. Not saying I understand too much. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to get to my shenanigans.
Yes.
Sha'Carri Richardson. Look,
All right now.
I don't care how y'all feel about rules this, rules that. I'm sick of y'all embarrassing the family in front of the public. We've got to stop this.
Amen.
At the end of the day,
yeah,
the girl lost her mama. And I don't know how many people lost a loved one that close.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone you think is a mom, all that.
Yeah.
How can you tell somebody how to hell to mourn?
absolutely.
Exactly.
And the fact that, again, that the best, and I'm not racist, but I'm going to say it for what the fuck it is. For what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The Olympics wouldn't be nothing in America without us.
Just say it. Then it is what it is. That's true.
Yeah.
So if we just decided to say the hell, ladies and gentlemen, 313-355-6018. Please call in the middle of what I'm saying because I love to get into it.
Yes. Get
But,
into
This
it.
conversation.
if-
yes.
Get into it.
If it wasn't for us, we wouldn't be the number one basketball sport in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We wouldn't be the number one well, I ain't gonna say number one because them Jamaicans. But again, us,
Right.
as a people,
As a
as a
people.
color.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes. Has made a contribution.
we've
That's
got
right.
to stop publicly scolding
Exactly.
one another.
Exactly.
And this is some of the shit that we have to stop doing in Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't care how many black people live in Detroit. Some of us, y'all get on Facebook, you talk too much.
I agree.
You talk too much.
Yep.
And you think it's cool. You think it's getting you brownie points.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, a lot of y'all got each other's phone number. So take it off the book. Handle that personally. Handle your business. If you really about that, handle your business. Because I definitely had a conversation with somebody this week. We're not going to get into that. Former Chief James Craig, I see you. I don't know if everybody else see you, but I saw you. The charter commercials. Them things, like, I'm not going to say.
I'm
They're getting hilarious.
Yes.
At this
We're
point,
gonna get
we
it.
gonna
We're
go
gonna
in
get
there.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, that last one, I was like, damn, I was there when that happened. I shouldn't be saying that. But I was there next.
Man.
Again, we had a big flood in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
This boils down to infrastructure. State, county, city, whatever, whoever it is. You got to start having that conversation.
Yes.
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 Y'all that's fighting, these Republicans that's fighting infrastructure, come here and see what happened last week.
Yeah.
Tell me if you don't think some things need to change. If your heart don't change, I'll drown you in a flood. District 4, 6, and 7 on 94.
On 94.
Up under a semi truck that I
There-
couldn't even believe could fucking swim.
Right.
Believe.
Right.
We
We gonna.
believe.
We gotta call her.
District 4.
Okay.
Caller, wait a minute. Okay, you've already been accepted. What it is? Hold on. What's good?
So you said you had a flood in Detroit? What?
You didn't know that? Man, first off, who is this?
First off, don't raise your voice at me.
I'm gonna kill your mother.
It's Chris. Quit playing, man.
What's going on, man? No, we had a flood, man, and
So I know y'all had a flood. I'm just giving you a hard time, but did they ride the kayaks across the street and stuff like that?
Oh, you should have seen it. You had people riding speedos and what were they, skidoos or whatever?
Yeah, he
They
said
was-
canoes.
No, they did canoes too.
Yes.
Oh damn! Yeah,
Yes.
people were
Man,
swimming in
that's
it.
what we do in Iowa. That's the exact same. When we have floods, shoot, we put the canoes and the ski-doos in the street and ride them.
Chris, that ain't safe.
Because the water is toxic.
No wonder we can see through y'all.
Oh.
Hey man, I'm gonna get with you later on, man. Thanks for calling, man.
All right.
All right.
All right.
But like you said, you see, literally.
Hey, shit,
using
I didn't
the
know.
Water for what? Hey, water,
I'm
let's
telling
use
you,
it.
I was
I
like,
did not know this. You know what? I talked too long, and my brother
Look,
called.
And
Brock,
I'm ladies, we gonna say that's just a B-O-Y thing. I'm
we about
know
to get
it.
into it, man. We get into the raw spot. Take it over.
All right,
I have
thank
much
you,
more to
Dre.
talk about, man.
No, we're gonna go more in depth into all of those issues.
That threw me off. Wow. Okay.
yes.
But thank you everyone for joining us this evening. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to tune in us tonight on the quarantine.
There it is.
With me, Dre, and Henrietta. But I am introducing the Roslyn Report for this next 5 minutes. That was a great transition. What was the gentleman's name that called in again? Dre?
Lion Brother, get it done from Iowa.
There we go. Lion Brother, get it done from Iowa. That is a great introduction into what I want to talk about. Get it done, right? And so, for those that don't know, I am an environmentalist, I am a naturalist, and been very engaged in a lot of, when we say green infrastructure, and being right now our 13th Congressional, Michigan Democratic Environmental Representative. And so I was not even in the state when the floods had implemented. I had just drove into Maryland. To God be the glory. Safely arrived to wake up for my city to be under siege by water.
Sure.
All right? And so as I try to enjoy my vacation, ladies and gentlemen know that I don't do often.
But she got it done. She want to enjoy
Somebody gotta
it.
do it. Right.
Somebody
Yeah,
had
get to do it.
My
Right.
baby birthday, she turned 26. I said, I'm enjoying
Happy
my baby.
birthday.
There we go. And so, but my heart was with my city.
That's right.
And so as I understand what was going on, I enjoyed myself. But when I came back Monday, right, the first conversation and the questions was, who was accountable? See, Lion Brother, what did he say? Get it done.
Get it done.
From Iowa. Right. The mindset was, whose job was it to maintain our pumping systems, right?
Yep.
And the first conversation we identified was that the systems had power down in certain areas. Not
Yep.
all areas,
Right.
but just certain areas.
Right.
So
right.
we wanted to say, was DTE accountable, right? Or was power disrupted? Or was it disrupted due to the water? Well, we already know, malfunctioning the pump systems and
Right.
so forth. Or was it Department of Water and Sewage not being accountable for their job and
Right.
having adequate inspections? That's the part I thought we was going to get a feedback on.
Right.
That's the part I thought someone was going to bring us a report on how consistent the inspection was on these pumps, how backup systems might have been put in place or might not. But we didn't get any feedback towards that.
Okay.
They brought us back the same reports and information that was from 2014 when we had those
Wow.
overflooding past
Wow.
there. That we already knew that the water systems that were put in place with the combined water systems could not contain the flooding systems past 4 inches, right? Because we end up getting a drainage system put in place, right? Because there's a fee that's we pay since 2015, right? And some communities actually have a green fee put in place when you disconnect your drains from your gutter and you put it towards your guard. That's called a green infrastructure guard, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Okay.
But some people still have their gutters connected to their
Right. To the
sewage.
switch. Yeah.
right?
Right.
So this is what we identified in 2015 for the first
Right.
implementations. But what I want to say, number 2, is that every first of the month on Saturdays at 1 o'clock, we get alarms. Why we didn't get alarms when the freeways start flooding? Why we didn't get alarms when people start getting stranded on the freeway and 911 start being alerted at a high level
Right. Right.
to say, do not leave your home.
right.
And emergency
And people was on the
dispatches
freeway when that water
being
started
released.
coming down. Right.
That's the part I want to have a conversation for.
Yeah.
But
And even as we, wait a minute, and then
No,
I'm going
go
to spin
do
it back
your
now.
thing, do your thing,
Hold
do
on,
your
because
thing.
you know I'm going to spin it back now because where we at today, FEMA then came yesterday
Okay.
and gone today. Am I correct?
yeah, no,
They're
you're right.
gone.
They gone.
And so where we at now is when we say who to hold accountable.
Right.
But then actually, how can we make sure that the individuals that were impacted, they get restored? Because we realize if your claim don't get put in,
right,
you don't get counted to be actually have money towards the stuff that you lost.
Right.
To clean up.
Right.
Repairs.
Repairs.
There we go. And repairs and actually seeing what's going on with your piping system.
Right.
Or even say that we just said about cutting the gutters.
Right.
Seniors can't do those type of practices. And so I just bring it back, and like you're saying, coming back to you, Dre, for your comment. But we do need to bring it back to the city.
Yeah.
I think the number we said was 313-267-8000. For those who have not called into the city to make their claim. One more time, 313-267-8000. For those that still need to call to make their claim for the city. And so we want to really compel to the city right now in this conversation. We want everyone to call in and say, we need an extension on that. Because everybody don't have an email. A lot of people don't watch the news.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know that you need to put a claim in. This is the process. So I thank you, Dre, for me allowing to have this opportunity for this Rosin Report. Y'all know I was going to touch base on some other stuff, but I don't have enough time because it's 8:10 right now.
You have a guest coming on?
And that's the crazy part, because a lot of this stuff, at the end of the day, is starting to get explosive around here.
Yeah.
And my thing with that is, you talk about alarms and certain... Where does the county play in some of this?
Yes, because the roads belong to the counties.
Right.
But
it's specific roads, and I want, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to know, I'm looking at you. I will be running for something next year. It will be revealed.
Come on.
If God bless.
Amen.
Us to get to that point.
Amen.
But I'm coming, and I will be on the ballot next year.
He can't drop it.
Wow.
So
that was good.
Yeah. Anyway, that seems to be, one of the major issues. Like, a lot of people are accountable for this stuff. 2014, it just happened.
Yeah.
Why didn't we learn something 6-7 years ago? Why did the same thing happen again?
Come on.
That's the question.
At the end of the day, we've got to get to a point to where, again, we've got to stop being so damn lazy with who we put in these seats.
That's it. Now,
it.
you know that was going to be my next thing.
Come on.
About representation and leadership.
Wait. Me and you got beef.
Why do we have beef?
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you are watching the Quarantine Live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. I'm going to deviate.
And we got beef.
From what I was going to go into, because I see Miss Ivy came with a bunch of stuff. So since she laid it out here, I have to know what's going on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there has been this huge debate about Proposal P being on the ballot. There's been commercials have just been outlandish. Let me say it.
I'm gonna tell you, that first one got me, man. I'm like, where they find these senior citizens?
That's what I was like. Where they find these seniors at?
I'm like, well, maybe do she look familiar?
And wait a minute, before we even go into this, they may have an opinion.
Right.
I'm not publicly saying that I'm doing anything. I know I'm voting, but you won't know what I vote for because it ain't none of your damn business. But if you know me, you know where I'm going. But if you had audacity to ask me a stupid question, I'll punch in your fucking... ladies and gentlemen, Henrietta Ivy. Henrietta Ivy.
Go ahead,
break
down the proposal.
Well, let me tell you this. So, I'm not going to get into the in-depthness of the revision of the Charter Commission because it's 120 pages, and the new revision is 178. But the important part is, why are we having this battle over whether P is good or P is bad?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
In 2018, I saw you out there getting people on the ballot for the Charter Commission. I did. I know a bunch of people that went out there and got names to put on that charter commission. What I don't like is we've got to this point to where I feel like we spent 2 years or a year and a half arguing instead of getting to the business. And now we're at this point to where it's last minute. And now everybody's trying to rush and scramble to get this thing educated. But how the hell can you get it all out when the ballots have dropped already?
Exactly.
That's my only issue with this, because all that time that they argued, played around, pussyfooted, bullshitted, whatever you want to call it, that was our money too. So those of them on that charter commission, I love y'all. But guess what? When you get out here talking about wasting taxpayer money, you don't think for a year and a half, or year, however long it took y'all to finally get to the business instead of all the arguing, was that not a waste of money?
Yeah.
And it ain't to disrespect nobody.
Right.
But I went to a lot of those meetings.
Me too.
In the beginning. And I'm like, damn, we still here?
Yes.
We
saw
still
a lot
here?
of not consenting and working together.
Right.
And not
And this
focusing on
thing was
unity.
important because a lot of this stuff, I'm like, let's do.
There
Right.
we go. But
But you can't get it around to 600,000 people in 2 months.
There we
Wait
go.
a minute. If this doesn't pass in August, this is only on the August ballot, right?
August 3rd, yep.
It doesn't make it to November, correct?
If it passes, it does. If it's voted on, it's like the setup for it to actually go on the ballot for November. Yeah. So if it gets on
But
the
see,
ballot,
again, that right there needs to be explained.
Yeah. And
People think this is the one and only chance.
I mean, if it don't get voted on in the August primary, then it just doesn't go back on the ballot in November, right?
Yes.
Right, but then it means you go back to the 2012 charter.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
Now, the main chunk of the information you want to present, because I know
313-355-6018. Please call in. I know a lot
please
of
call
y'all
in,
probably
because
like,
we want to
"Ugh."
make sure the resident of Detroit give an opportunity to have a comment towards this, because this is really crucial, right? The election is in less than 30 days, right?
Yep.
And this is on our ballot. It's the smallest ballot ever in history that we've had. And the proposal is not on the ballot, right?
Right.
Or even have a small definition
Right.
of what we're going to vote on.
Right.
So we want to hear what, like we're saying, what the real information is from the charter's point of view, and then the pieces, like you're saying, of why the revision is so important. Go ahead.
The revision is, it's what the city charter commission is, or the document itself. It's a document that outlines the city's commitment and addresses the needs of the citizens. Let's be clear.
There you go.
Right.
It's like our
This citi-
Constitution.
It's like
right?
our Constitution. It
There
was
you
set
go.
up by
And
the
without
people.
it, we don't have a city.
In that
Right,
part. And so
right.
when it was set up for the citizens of Detroit, it was written by the citizens of Detroit. The leaderships, the neighborhood, block presidents, all these people came together and created this charter. When the 2012 charter came, that was the new revision. So we've been living by that new revision until 2018, when the new charter commission was put in place. When that new charter commission came in place, they noticed in the 2012 charter that there was some things that was not being abided by.
Absolutely.
And there were some things that need to be revised that allow more power for the people. Because what happens is, if language in there is not understood by the people itself, they just going to go along with whatever leadership says.
There we go.
So they revising it, it was making it more understandable for citizens and giving citizens more power for what's going on in the city.
In the city.
And so
Okay.
I was looking at some of the revisions, and again, I didn't go through the whole thing. I was trying to compare the two. Like, this is the 2012, and this is the revised. And this is
Okay.
only the
Where'd you get
first.
that from?
I have it in my
Put it
computer.
online. Yeah,
and you can
put it online.
Yeah, you can go online and get them too.
Yeah, the hard copy is like this too.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's fine, but you're going to bring in here the new one, and I ain't even got the new one.
Well,
I feel
look,
like
I
I
just
don't
want-
have a printer.
I'll email it to you.
We're not-
I
That way
don't
you
want
can-
to email it. I want
He
the
has
hard.
a print.
Look, I'm going to tell
This
you.
is the
ladies
first
and
40
gentlemen,
Wait a minute,
I'm- the biggest thing about me, I hate reading shit.
Wait a
This is
minute,
the
hold on.
first 40 pages,
Hold
so
on.
I'm just
But
trying,
we
I just wanted to just kind of get.
Yeah, because we want her to break this down
Because-
because this is the charter.
Right, this is
commission
this is what
revision.
they're trying to get for people.
There
this
you
is
go.
the revision.
Right,
Now,
right.
This
how
is
many
the
pages
original.
is that?
This is just the first 40. I didn't print out the whole thing. I just wanted to kind of give
And how many pages is the new
the
revision?
178.
178 pages.
And the original
is
120.
120. The 2012 is 120 pages.
120. So you see, we have 50 more pages almost, right?
Yep.
And then there is a slideshow. Have you seen the slideshow?
I have not.
I've been sending that around. Ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, if you don't know, I work for Councilwoman McAllister of District 2, who will be
Running again.
We're not only running, we're winning.
Oh, there it is.
So
Claim it.
I'm not just saying that. Oh, we're winning. So for anybody out there that if you out there, thank you, but you out there.
Come on.
We getting our job back.
There it is.
But,
You got to name it and claim it.
Name it and claim it. Back again because I'm in business.
I want to say shout out to our Facebook friends that are joining us. Mr. Christopher Dean Harper, shout out. Was that the gentleman that called in? Mr. Edwards Wither, thank you for shout out. Woo woo. And Ty Johnson and Jeff Wafers, thank you for tuning in, our Facebook friends. Woo woo. Keep them comments
There it
coming.
is.
All right. I wanted the residents though to understand that there is two revisions being offered though, right? Because remember, the mayor has a revision that is being offered in the slideshow.
Didn't know
That's
that.
what I was trying to show you. That this is what's on what we say on the ballot as a whole.
This is
but
the
when
preliminary.
you look at the slideshow, there is revisions that the mayor wanted to have intersections in,
right
along with the charter in itself. So we wanted to still understand what still was being posed.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yes,
see, that's what I'm trying to
have
this
to
is
read.
I think that could have been left. I don't know because now you got me confused. What do you say? You said this is what's actually on the ballot.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the preliminary.
Well, that's what we're voting on.
This is what we're voting on, the revision, the revised one.
Right.
As opposed to the 2012. See, they don't want the 2012
Which
to
is
be
178
pages now.
I'm putting this in my pocket.
And so this is the argument. And this is
in his bag.
Oh no, just okay. You can have both of them because
I
I
don't
can
want
always,
both of them.
I can always print them out. I got them on
So
my
just
computer.
ask you. Go.
That's only the first 40 pages though. I'm not gonna give you 178 pages of my ink and paper. I'm gonna charge you for them other pages, but I'll tell you what to go get so you can have. You can
already got it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still offering my
So-
homegirl a free platform. She just said the hell with you and what you need.
So listen, this is what I just want the citizens to understand. Because you have commercials that's misleading the citizens. You have people
There we
talking
go.
about it's
That's
going to
it.
put the city in bankruptcy. You have clergy talking about it's going to cause setbacks in city services.
Now, wait a minute. That clergy you speaking.
I'm not, you know what?
No, we're going to do that because you brought
I'll
it
put it
up.
like this.
See, here we go.
This is what
Yes.
we got.
These are the
These
commercials.
are the commercials.
These are what's being
This is what's
posed.
coming out. These are the people who
Come
are
on,
opposing
talk about it.
the charter.
And I'm gonna tell you
And
something.
let me tell you what some of this stuff is saying. It's not even giving a clear-cut reason why. Just saying stuff like Detroit is going to go into the right direction. If Detroit is going in the right direction, I've seen what happened when Detroit goes bankrupt. We cannot go back to that. My thing is, what have you seen go bankrupt in the city of Detroit
Now,
that was
let me
in the
ask
charter that caused it? So these type of
It's
comments,
called propaganda.
I got it.
Yes, yes. So
And this is what I want the citizens to pay close attention
Please,
to.
come on.
It's saying that a $2 billion scheme that would plunge Detroit back into bankruptcy. Prove it.
What is the scheme?
What is the scheme that they're saying? They're saying that it's going to. The scheme is the $2 billion is going to because they want 47 new elected politicians, hundreds of new bureaucrats, $2 billion in new spending. You're throwing words out there with no proof.
Yeah.
Where is the proof to that? Because if you're telling the citizens, yes, it's going to put us back in bankruptcy, we're going to be $2 billion in the hole. Prove it.
Yeah.
Now,
Where
the
did the
problem
piece
with
of the
that is-
bank?
And it's proved that in this new revised commission that's in there because it's only
But
asking you to.
you just answered my question.
There you go.
Okay.
Go ahead, because I want to speak afterwards. Go ahead.
They've been dropping this,
Like crazy.
And the commercials and
And
the
postal
boards.
boards.
but they needed been dropping this.
Educating the
that's-
resident
that
on
was-
So
what
while
we're
you got
voting
them
on.
doing this,
Right. That
you
was,
know how Detroit voting is.
Right.
Oh shit, that got to be truth. That's Bible.
that
'Cause I haven't
was
seen
that was
this.
that was my whole point. That was the point tonight.
There you
I don't
go.
want to get into all what's in here and all what's in there.
There
My
we go.
point is, people, download both of the documents.
And read.
Compare the documents, and then you'll know for yourself if
There
this
you go.
information is true.
There you go.
That's what I wanted to hit on because you're allowing someone to tell you what is going on without doing your own research.
Absolutely.
So if you're not looking at the old revision,
Time out. Hold that thought. 313-355-6018. Enough of y'all charter commissions are on my timeline.
And so let's be clear.
A lot of y'all are my friends on Facebook, except a few. And I know what that really is, and that's a bunch of BS, but I ain't going to talk about it tonight because you already know what it is. But you have a platform here to come educate anybody you want to. So, absentee ballots are out. I got an empty seat right here. Joanna, Nicole, Quincy, Richard, Carol, who else there?
Barbara.
Yeah. And it sounded like voting
vote
location to be open.
Denzel, and you a damn Kansas City clerk candidate.
Yes. And satellite location to be open in a minute, right? So we'll be able to actually go in and vote. So now this is where I was going to spend. So where I had a problem with, I'm going to keep it real in 100. So as I was going out in the community and I was hearing the candidates that are charter commissions that are running, I will actually throw names out. Joanna, and specifically her talking about residency. Now, for me being a candidate for state representative, I realized that's a state policy that we were discussing that needed to be addressed. And she said that was in the charter. She said it. And so that's what made me say, I need to look in the charter. Right? Because if we remember, the governor pushed it back because she said that there were legal deficiency and discrepancies on which they could not approve it. We have to remember our governor rejected this proposal. Right? They brought it back to the people to put it on the ballot. So we got to understand that legally also, I was on the call, the video call, when legal told council, I do not recommend this proposal. Now, what makes me go back to the mindset is when you say we have state pieces. Now, when I looked at that, I said, okay, now that's just one, right? Then I think I mentioned to Dre before that we started to talk about certain other state levels, about funding towards certain levels of budgeting, right? And then that's where the Pacific conversation with some of the charters said it was a recommendation. Now, what we all know is that with verbiage, you have to be clear, because really it's only based on the people who was governing at the time in position of power. Now, we had already identified that this is our Constitution, and when we use the word revise, we are actually amending.
Right. So the people that don't know what an amendment is, that means basically revision
and a change. Right. But we want to make sure in that change, everything, and I'm bringing it back to what O was saying, that we all are clear. And educated.
It's clear in that revision.
What we're saying, hold on. What we're saying is we're educated. Right. Because if the governor said that there are legal discrepancies and deficiencies, flat out, that was what's said. That was not no change. That was a fact. Then automatically, like Dre said, we should have been automatically started to be educated. Right. This is the first time in history we don't even have a piece of a guideline on our ballot. So the residents are right now expecting us to educate them on what they should vote for.
And that's what's been trying. That's been the thing that they've been trying to do, is educate the voters. But when you get the pushback and you tell them, the mayor is saying that, well, how are you going to do that? We're not going to allow any money to be allocated for you to educate the voters on this revision. They can go to the website and pull it up. So how many people have a computer that can do it, or have a computer and know how to operate it like that? Tell you. It's very, and I'm not saying that there are not people who are savvy in that, but why not get some literature moving forward? Why not put money toward the mayor or governor if it's nothing in there that you're not embarrassed by? If you want the people to be educated, then go ahead and put the money and say, well, hell, shit, I ain't got a problem with you educating the people. You need money, you want them to see it? Let them see it for themselves. Let them make a decision if that's what they want to do. Again, but to tell them to put out there, oh, this is legally in, there's some legal issues here. Okay. Mayor and governor, tell us what the illegal issues are. What's legal and that's preventing you? You got to explain that to the people too. You can't just say, oh, there's some legal issues here, Okay, so tell me what the legal issues in.
I'ma
And
tell
break
you.
it down for
Well,
us.
my only
And if
issue
you're not going to
is-
do that, then you can't fight this charter.
Again, my only issue
ahead.
is the timing and not being. I don't look. I get what you're saying. At the end of the day, when I get elected,
They put it in there. That's it.
2023 is going to be so
2023.
great.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I got to go through 2022 to campaign. But 2020, oh, God. When y'all get me, y'all gonna be like, damn, we didn't even know. But anyway, I plan on getting there. And as radical and as full of shit I can be, as much of an asshole I can be, I know once the people decide to actually say, I want you to represent me. Another person go in the booth and say, I want you to represent me. Another person go in the booth, I want you to represent me. And 60 to 40,000 people go in and say, I want you to represent me. I want you to go represent me to make sure we get this job done. I don't want you to go in there representing yourself with your attitude and you can't get along and you fighting. And the first meeting as a damn chair, you get up and walk the hell out and go out of town. We was there to. This is. Oh, I know you did because we was all there.
We are there.
So again, I don't mind any revision.
Right.
But the way we played around with a year to a year and a half's time.
Yeah, to
slow
organize, get the
down
information.
the organizing.
Then by now we need to be
slow
educated.
down the educating. So now we're in the middle of actually voting on it.
There you go.
Trying to figure out, as a person that works for a city councilman, what do you think I'm getting bothered by? What y'all gonna do proposal 2? I mean proposal P.
Right.
What the hell you mean what I'm gonna do? What you gonna do? Well, I ain't never seen it. Oh, you haven't?
Yeah.
So now I'm out here having to send
people
out
have not read it. 'Cause you
websites
said
and
it.
everything for people to read.
One
now.
more time, Henrietta. How many pages is it?
It's 178.
And I'm gonna tell you, as somebody that
For the
works for
revision.
the city of Detroit, I don't get paid what y'all think I get paid. I know y'all tired of seeing the same damn suit.
Whatever.
I'm tired of wearing one damn.
He does not wear the same suit,
No, he
people.
does not.
He doesn't.
But then I want to say also,
They lying.
to say, and this, I want to keep it real. Me and O had this conversation. Do you know our illiteracy rate in the cities?
It's like 70%.
67 to 70%.
Yep.
But we want them. I read a lot of stuff, and I
Right.
read budgets, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
And I ain't even gonna lie. What is this in the? Is it the?
So
T?
this
This is 12 or 11, right?
This is the
Yeah.
12 charter
Right.
commission.
No, you
I
know,
mean,
print.
Print.
Right?
This is the 12.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
See this 12 right here? Some people, I got my glasses on.
They're not going to understand the verbiage in here.
And that's what
And
first
that's
we
what
got to get
that's
past
what throws
seeing. I
me
got to
off.
see it and understand.
And so, but in the
Because
revised
you got
way,
people like
yeah.
this in their
Already.
homes passing around that.
Yeah,
So
And
they're
then
not
you
even
got
gonna try to
him
read it.
True.
whose daughter
Mm-hmm.
is saying yes,
To the proposal.
and he's saying
no. So that's division right there.
And
And ain't
the
nobody
words
ready.
that he's saying on TV got you like,
But it's not
the
it's
confusion of the collusion is going to make you have
That
the
type of
confusion.
stuff.
I'm like,
See,
damn. He almost had me like, man, you're right. The confusion. I mean, like, come on.
Listen. This is my whole point in bringing this up tonight. Not to get into.
I'm glad
No,
you brought it
it's
up
that-
because
But I brought it
hey,
up because what I want the
It
citizens to
needs
understand
be
is
discussed.
you must, and you shall have both copies of this 2012 and
Yes.
the 2018.
Absolutely.
With those two in front of you, you can compare what's being revised, and it's language that you can understand.
Yeah.
So you can say, oh, so I see why they
no,
they
F
revised
this.
that.
You are friends with Nicole Small.
That's not-
Ask her to come. I'm not. Wait a minute.
Oh, I feel say that ain't gonna do with me, but
I was just saying, get her to
Yeah,
come.
we can
here.
she
we can
wants to.
call
She
her.
definitely wants
Yeah,
to
we
come
can
on.
call her on. And I was gonna say
Because I was thinking that would be the nice thing to do. Bring her on so she can break it down. Because she's been doing that.
Yeah.
I sent her a friend request that she just really ignores, and I
Yeah.
know for a
Nicole,
fact you know
we're
me.
calling you tomorrow to make sure, not tomorrow.
Ain't
but
nothing
we'll talk
personal.
soon.
With
But
what your likes
we'll
and
make sure
preferences
we get you
is.
scheduled
Come in
in.
here and let's talk.
Now, and this is the conversation that I was gonna say.
And
That
any
I-
man too. I just you can ask her. I just went in this week. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, no. But I was gonna say that I've been reviewing and sending around the slideshow.
Right.
Because the slideshow has
The one you
more.
sent me.
Yes, more in layman's terms of the regular version. And
But this is the mayor's version, right?
Yeah,
No.
no. It's 3 parts.
Okay.
So it shows you the
This
regular
is the Charter
version.
Commission website.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This is the regular version.
Okay.
And revised from the mayor and from the commission, right?
Right.
So the point is, though, is that having, like we're saying, both of these mirror versions, like we're saying, for individuals that don't have a computer that can go side by side and parallel. But then also, like we're saying, to be able to see whatever discrepancies or whatever pieces that may be highlighted. And that's another thing that I feel like it should be something that should be broke down within organizations and teams, because like you just said.
And that's what they want the money. That's what they were asking for funding for, so
There
they can
you
they can educate. And
because
this is
everybody
why
can't understand some of them big words.
So if city council members and the mayor refuse to allocate money to educate the people on why the charter is being revised, you should think about that. Like, why don't you want us to know? Why don't you want to see the revised copies? Why won't you allow money or meetings set up where people can go and have this training and hear it for themselves? Why won't you allocate money to that? Because you want to say, oh, that's going to bankrupt us if we put money into, meetings and education and paper and getting literature out. That's going to bankrupt us. How?
Now,
Me as a citizen, I'm asking on my own behalf. How is putting money into educating the citizens about the revision of the charter is going to bankrupt the city?
Yeah.
And you say that's going to cost billions of dollars to get literature out. Then you got people going, really? Those of us who understand, like, billions of dollars to get paper out to educate the citizens.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Quarantine live on oh, Jesus Christ.
WJZZ.
Woo, yeah. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Hey, man, look, all we can do is bring the hard truth to you. And I don't. Just read.
Just read.
And you'll see more.
Read and do your research. Definitely read and do your research. Long time.
Yes.
Because it's a battle. It's a battle. It's a battle.
And then I just want to put one note on it, is that the reason why, as like I say, still precinct delegate, representing, making sure when we know, understand, have access to the vote, but then being educated about the vote, right? And knowing right now we're being attacked for our vote. We want to be conscious of that. But then understanding the ability to be able, like you just said, read.
Right.
To be able to research and get the information from ourselves. So that is, to me, the key point of this conversation, ladies and gentlemen. That if it stirred you up and if it made you more interested, go online to thecitydetroit.com
and download it.
And I'm going to tell you.
Yep. And download both copies. That way you get to see the revisions as it is. You can compare this one to the revised one. It'll tell you. It will tell you what's being revised in the new charter.
Yes.
So that way you won't be saying, well, I see all these revisions and why they're here. Well, you can compare it to the latter one.
Absolutely.
And that way you'll become more educated on why these revisions are necessary. And if you feel they're not necessary, then you have a right to say, well, I don't like that. But at least you know.
I'm going to say one thing. We are all adults. And a lot of us at this age that we all are, at some point had a thing called student council. So we've all voted before. Stop being so damn lazy with your vote.
That's it. Research who you voting for.
Quit just going out here.
Just checking about.
Listening to what you see and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What you see on TV, who you see on TV,
right? Educate yourself.
Who you see loud, who you see trying to be Suge Knight, who you see trying to be Puff Daddy, all in the background, dancing, smiling, trying to get you to go over to death row and all. At the end of the day,
right?
You are an adult. I'm talking to the adult.
Yes.
I can't. No. After that, I'm talking to 18-year-old voters too, because you should educate yourself before you even go and vote down.
Yeah.
Educate yourself. Quit waiting for somebody to come to your doorstep with literature. You know this is a campaign year.
Don't be dodging the door. Take the list.
Exactly.
So you know who that.
Not even just that.
If
you just voted last year, I probably know in my head, damn, this is another election coming up because these signs out here is new. I don't know who Tom, Dick, and Harry is.
Right.
I don't know who Susie, Jessica and Brenda is. But they signs out here. It don't say Trump or Biden. So that means another elections out here.
Yeah.
So why won't I find out who the hell is out here?
Right. Just take the initiative to read and research yourself.
Again, Trade 2022.
Like that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing I wanted to say tonight when I brought these pieces with me were, people, it was that easy for me to download. Even if you can't print it out, you can download it on your phone or computer and just read it. Take some time and read it, as opposed to let people say things to you that doesn't make sense, and propaganda from people who had faces and names.
Y'all see, she just got that from me trying to flip over stuff with the dramatics.
And I'm gonna be the David advocate. I feel like we do need more funding for the education.
Yeah.
Because this is not reader friendly.
It's
a
not.
normal person can't understand how to find this through this. Y'all know this. We know the work we do.
Right.
But we different, y'all.
Right.
I'm just gonna throw that out. They
Right.
know y'all know we different.
Right.
You know, we can look through the letters and find what we need to obtain the information, right?
Exactly.
The normal person cannot do that.
Right.
They're gonna bring that pack to you.
Right. And this is what I'm saying.
Look, break this down. What did
this mean? And so this is my thing. If they were,
I don't know.
if the council,
that.
whoever approved this or had the money to put this literature out,
that
you should
there
have
you
money
go.
to put out
something to
about
educate
this,
them about
and
the
so that
key
way
parts.
It's
exactly,
called
exactly.
outside companies have vested interest into
There
the
you
city
go. These
of
are
Detroit.
private entities
Don't you ever
that
think
have
this is
invested
somebody
in
from the
that.
city that did
Oh,
that?
I'm not
working
saying this.
against
I'm just
the
saying.
They just have a good P.O. box.
There you go. That we
You're
can
laughing.
find and identify.
You're
No.
laughing.
I
What does
said.
that say?
I no. I'm
They don't
laughing because
even
I'm like,
tell you
I
to
hear
do
what
it.
you're
Wait a minute,
saying.
don't.
Do it. Yeah, it's paid for by
Yeah,
Detroit
P.O.
to
box.
protect our future.
Who the hell stay at P.O. box?
That's
Who
a-
is
I can get a P.O.
Detroiters
box.
to
Anybody can
protect
get
our
future.
That's the thing.
That's that private
who's
money. It's
behind-
private money.
that's
It's
who's
PAC money.
behind the
I
campaign.
looked up where they from. And I know where they from. But I ain't telling y'all because y'all should have found out.
Boom,
by now.
boom, boom.
Boom, boom,
All right,
boom.
it's 8:41, and we're gonna turn and transition into the speed bumps.
No, we're not.
right.
We're going to District 7.
Oh, we're gonna listen.
Oh,
I need to touch on the speed bumps.
District 7 is a lot more important.
Okay.
Speed
What's going on in
That's
District
Because you
7?
sitting there
That's my
hanging
district.
by a thin thread. And I'm tired of
That's
putting
my
my gas and
district.
fuel
What's going on in
down.
D7?
Go ahead.
Well,
But speed bumps, Ray, we coming back to speed bumps. Go ahead.
shit, I hope we ain't got enough time to come back to that. 'Cause my head hurt. Niggas ain't gonna keep giving me gray hairs. Anyway, with District 7, not having a sitting council representation,
Yeah.
I know. I'm working LaDon. I'm working her.
we're gonna shoot it to our resident District 7 person and let her chime in on what's going on in District 7. Because I know, of course, I ain't in District 7, but I'm going to be there because I support people that have no representation. It makes no sense that the former representation did what he did.
Right.
Totally.
It's a total piss in people's face.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people in District 7 that say, hey, this my man's.
Right.
This my dude. Just to pull out the piss on him. Doing the R. Kelly on him. You know, I find it sad that taxpayers have to pay for the foolishness
Mm-hmm.
of elected officials
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes get so jaded by a name
Mm-hmm.
that they forget that this person will fuck.
Screw you over.
Yeah.
There you go.
Screw you over.
I
Without
ain't
even
even
without
get
no
out-
without
I
no
did no
lubricants.
Vaseline. Just
Down. Leave you there bleeding and torn.
Hey, did you like that? So what? I did. I got what I needed.
I'm
And
just
that's
being
what
real.
we're no longer
allowing.
ladies and
But
gentlemen.
yeah,
that's
We
not
say,
what
I
we're
say
not
that
breaking
to
our
again
district
bring it
like
back to the fact of
Y'all got me mad over here.
this
I'm like,
damn
I don't like
lazy
the
voting.
metaphors.
Lazy voting got District 7 to that point.
Okay.
I really
Absolutely.
believe that.
Absolutely.
So, with you being the resident District 7 person, please let these people know what's going on in District 7. So, another ride spot, a.k.a. the District 7 drop, because I'm sorry, I care about District 7
Yeah,
more than a
definitely,
few,
definitely.
because I got a lot of people over there
I do
around
too.
yonder. On
Yep.
top of next year, again. District 7 has a spot in my heart.
Haha.
So, to those of you in 7, just a little small little grip. I'm coming to see you soon. And we're going to have some fun. And we're going to get it done.
There it
but
is.
with that being said,
Roz Bob.
Okay. Well, you already know it is getting hot towards those elections.
Yeah.
You know, the candidates are having upcoming events, but also we precinct delegates is hosting an event.
I still need my application.
Yes. Next
precinct delegates.
Look, next Saturday though, the 17th. I'm gonna need you to join in. So tune in at Shimnick Park. If I'm saying it right, Shimnick Park. It is at 7461 Rutland, right? Right at north of West Warren and east of Southfield Freeway, like the old Cody High School kind of building. It's like a nice little park right there.
Yep.
And so we're hosting a candidate debate with a youth presentation. All right, y'all
that's
ready?
gonna be nice.
Oh, it's gonna be hot.
That's gonna be hot.
I feel right now, first of all, precinct delegates. A lot of people don't know what they do and what their role is, but basically to make sure that the residents have
Basically
access
what we're doing right now.
to the information that's going on in their district.
There you go. And the most qualified candidate is presented before the residents. And I feel like I do want to say, yes, you can have lazy voters, but then you also can have negligent leaders. Right? Even though we know precinct delegates are the free roll, but it's usually driven by people that care and have passion for their community. Do the door knocking, do things like we're saying, what we're doing to make sure the residents know who's the most qualified candidates, what resources, or what the best candidate should be there to represent them. Because we know some people can't get out, some people work, and don't have access to this information. So we try to make that filter, right? Or be that bridge to connect.
Exactly.
And so right now, I realize in our district is so much going on. And some of these debates I've been attending, me and our team has realized just been like a blanket. It's been very vague in identifying certain questions. And then this lack of full community engagement. So this opportunity will allow the youth to be able to be in a space. They're actually going to answer the questions for or towards the candidates, because we realize sometimes when the seniors ask these questions, right? They got a time clock. They looking at them. You might not even be here, you know. But guess what? These young people, our future.
That's right.
This is really who is holding them accountable.
That's right.
And who
And they
they're
should.
serving, right?
Yeah.
And so we want everybody to come out. It is, like you say, July 17th, next Saturday, from 4 to 6. Free food. And like we said, we want you to bring your mask and your lawn chair, because we said it's free, so we're going to need you to bring your chair. So I just, like we say, want to let and make sure everyone knows what the community has available. But also realize, like, once again, uplifting what the precinct delegates' roles are. And those that are engaged in the community leaders, to make sure that we bring those real candidates into certain spaces. Because I want to just bring this last line, is that some people that run for office realize that they, our field managers have great intention, but they usually flush our lids with the high voting precincts.
That ain't what I do.
But see, that's what we're saying. Because we realize some community gotta work, right?
Right.
Kids at school, so they don't hit the polls like they should. But this is what we're saying, to make sure that everybody is engaged in the community, and every park and every community is engaged with these residents. So this is why we're not just at a big park like Rouge,
Right.
or going over to Eloisa Howe or Chandler Park, right? We want to hit these small parks.
Well,
That's right at the end of your block.
That part.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right on the corner where the kids go down and shoot hoop, do a little weightlifting at the park and stuff like that. So I just want, like we saying, want to make sure that District 7 have access to these residents. But then also, like we saying, know that the elections is coming up. Do the count for me. We less than 28 days? Less than 28 days.
That kind of, man.
I'm saying,
Just pop that out like
yeah.
that. But it's
Day
something
to
like
night,
that.
so less than 28
see what I'm
days.
saying?
Yep.
Because this is what, the 4th or the 3rd?
It's 3rd.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got less
you
than
see what I'm
28
saying?
days for
But
real.
I will tell y'all August 2nd, 2022.
Because July 3rd was a month, so now
Wait.
August 2nd, 2022 is when you can find me on your ballot from east to west, from Coney.
He said comment.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm giving too much, but I'm coming for
He's
you,
transitioning
baby.
into that commissioner role already.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
gonna
out the
drop it.
bag. It's
But
out
like
the
we're
bag.
saying-
But y'all don't know where, so
They
it
don't know
really don't
where.
matter.
But
You
at least
gotta
we
do
know.
your research.
Yes.
There you go.
But making sure, like we said, as I pass it back over to Dre, that our voters know. Like, we know your D2, they're making their transition. McAllister's making the transition into November, right? D5, making their transition into...
I'm D1.
Yeah, no, I'm just...
D5 ain't
right.
making a transition to nothing except another 4 years because ain't nobody running.
Ain't nobody
there.
running. Right. So it's
That's a
already-
walk-in.
It's a walk-in.
I don't even need you. I just need
So,
one person to vote for.
That's
over there.
it.
And this is what I said, but D1 has a full race also,
Yep.
along with D7
Yep.
and D4 and D3. And so we want to be, and at large, right?
Yep.
So we want to be cognitive to make sure residents don't go sleep. Right? They
Right.
get out and
go
vote for
Like,
the August
August
election.
It's
not just the
important.
November
Now, let
election.
me
Need to-
ask you.
Yeah.
Again, isn't that up to the supporters of this and the supporters of those campaigns to make sure that people get the hell out
And
go
vote now. Yes, that is true. There should be
Because
many
again,
door knocking. There should be many people calling you.
This
and
right
engaging
here,
and getting engaged.
I thought I would have seen flyers or something right by now, but
They don't-
whoever's behind that,
Right. They're not putting the money into it.
but some of them can't because guess what? They got their own political aspirations going.
That's
at the
true.
same
That's
Because
true.
they're run. Some people are already running,
Running.
so they
How
can't.
much
They're
can
not
you
running
put
two
into
dual
that?
lanes.
Well,
yeah.
I'll say this: there are some candidates who are incorporating this in their
Their campaign,
election, in their
yes.
campaign. So
Yes.
the message is getting out there.
That's how I heard about certain the piece.
Yeah.
And the other piece I was saying about the water affordability.
Mm-hmm.
That was another piece that I heard on the campaign
yeah.
trail.
So people
also,
are-
yeah,
yeah.
that they're
They're-
putting in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Some I do believe funding towards some roads or
Right,
something, some
right.
medical aspects.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So there's
So
many
it's-
aspects of the pieces, but what we want to have is clarity.
That
We
part.
don't want to be foggy, and we don't
Exactly.
want to be as assumed because once it's set in stone,
It's done. It's done,
Ladies and gentlemen,
and we got to wait for the next person to come along to fix it, and we don't know
And
how
we
long
don't
that's going
know-
to be.
bam. Hey, this man, this shit, man, look.
Good show.
come on.
Y'all be
Very
liking to
informative.
watch- y'all really like to watch a lot of bunch of BS.
This
But
was some
we
good
come
stuff.
in
It's
here-
coming with some truth.
Came with the truth.
When we come in here, we don't do nothing but speak truth. But again, that right there boils down to how much Detroit politics is a popularity show.
Yeah, it should be about
We've
facts
done nothing
and
but talked
information,
about facts,
correct data.
information, none of that. That's all we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Not the BS.
Mm-hmm.
But again, somebody's going to call me tomorrow and say, "Hey man, what you know about Proposal P, man? What's that?"
Instead
Excuse
of
me?
saying, didn't I just tell you go to City Detroit?
It's like everybody.
Proposal P, I ain't nothing on there behind that.
Right.
Good.
And
But
it's out
see, the
there.
problem is again,
Yeah.
you talking about absentee ballot drops.
Yeah.
From what I understand, I haven't seen one yet, but from what I
have.
understand, there's no explanation behind
No, it
proposal.
isn't.
just- it's-
as everything else has
Statement,
2
yes or no.
pages of this is
Why
proposal whatever,
in or
and we're
whatever.
gonna do this millage behind
Right,
the
and
so-and-so,
the reason- and they
and
talk
we're gonna
about what
screw
it's
this
for.
person, and you're
And
gonna
our
die
millages
behind
But
it.
always
see,
are
that's
on
the
the
point I
ballot.
was making. Even with the ballot dropping, that is to
But
me,
whose fault is that?
your city clerk and your council. They have to get this information to the
But how can you
printers.
say it's their fault?
I'm not
when
saying their
again-
fault. It's solely their fault, but they are part of the reason why this information is
I
not
Now,
on the
again,
ballot.
They
that
are
goes
part,
to show the
yes.
BS in the
There we
city
go.
of Detroit.
Yep.
Period.
If you don't
Yep.
put the money somewhere, if you don't want it to be on there, I'm not
No,
gonna pay
wait,
you.
I'm not even about to get to the
It's
money.
already on the
Again,
ballot.
That's right.
Before it gets to money, we
Oh,
got
yeah.
to get to the table
We got 2 minutes.
to figure something out.
There you go.
We bullshitted too much time with this.
Okay.
So for all these entities now, at this point, to where this is too important to be trying to fight over this at the last minute, in
Last
the dark
minute.
hour, when this should have
Totally
been
right.
explained.
It's already on the ballot. All right. I want to
You
say
got a minute,
hi.
you got a minute. Let's go.
Hi to TJ Johnson. Thank you for tuning in on the Facebook. And hey, turn that up. And then I want to say hello for my Brightmore OREFA community. I will see you Sunday at our Hope Park project. We are having our community dinner at 4 p.m. at the Restoration Towers, right at Community Christ Church. So I see you there. I just can't wait. Oh, yeah. And then we got Chef Buddha. So I love y'all and can't wait to get started on this project. And I'll pass it over to you, Henrietta.
Thank you again, Detroit, for joining us tonight on the quarantine. Thank you to Dre and Roz. Roz and Dre. I'm going for let me sit in with you guys and talk fire tonight, because at the end of the day, the election is coming up.
Yes, it is.
I want the citizens to understand it's important for them to get this information as quickly as they can and ask questions and just be engaged. And let's bring our city back and keep it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in tonight. You know what it is. We all, like I said, all we do is try to give you information to go out here and live your daily life with. All we can do is give you information. If you don't tune in, if you don't get it, don't contact me on no damn Monday asking me 100 million questions and calling me in the middle of the night. What's this? What's that? I just said it. I just told you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
Go online.
Go online.
And if you also still need to file your claim, 313-267-8000.
Look, and y'all, that's a whole nother show. We ain't gonna go there. Again, the quarantine. WJZZ, Dre, Roz, here we go.